the Mayor and Council, the regular session on Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. This meeting is also being conducted telephonically. Dial numbers 425-436-6365, access code 213563. The meeting may also be viewed on the Ramsey YouTube channel, which you can access through the Borough website. Roll call, please.
Mayor Dillon,
Here.
Councilwoman Cusick,
Here.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Here.
Councilman Kilman,
Here.
Councilman Popolo,
Here.
Councilwoman Poppy,
Here.
Councilwoman Woods.
Here.
Thank you. Flag salute. I will ask Council President Tillman to lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of all citizens to have advance notice of and to attend all meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting the public is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, notice of this meeting of the Mayor and Council was published in the Bergen Record and the Suburban News on Wednesday, January 15, 2025. Do we have approval of minutes?
I would like to make a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting on March 26, 2025, as well as the work session held on April 9, 2025.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Are there any comments on the minutes? No? All right. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick,
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes to March 26th, and I abstained from April 9th because I was away that day.
thank you, Councilman Popolo.
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy,
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. Communications.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I make a motion to receive and file the communications as listed on the April 23rd agenda.
I will second.
Thank you. Any comments on the communications? Okay, I'd like to note that we are receiving a local recreational improvement grant of $76,000 to upgrade the electrical service at Finch Park, and that is from the New Jersey Department of Transportation. And thank you to Borough Administrator Bozay for pursuing that grant. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick.
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter,
Yes.
Councilman Kilman,
Yes.
Councilman Popolo,
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll open up to public comment. Anyone wishing to address the governing body, please give your name, spelling the last name and address. Please speak in an audible tone and address your comments to the chair. There will be a 5-minute time limit per speaker unless reduced because of the volume of business on the agenda. Please note public comment is your time. Out of respect and fairness to all, there will be no interruptions or questions answered during your time. No time shall be ceded to anyone else, and no time shall be saved for later use. Any responses may be given during the governing body's comments later in the meeting or as directed by the chair. The Borough Clerk is the official timekeeper. Okay, there is no one in council chambers for public comment. First call for public comment for anyone on the line. Second call for public comment for anybody on the line. Third and final call for public comment for anyone on the line. Not hearing anyone, I will close public comment. Let's move into advertised public hearing for final consideration of ordinance 08-2025.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. An ordinance amending the Borough of Ramsey Code of Ordinances to repeal Chapter 25 Flood Damage Prevention, to adopt a new Chapter 25 Floodplain Management Regulations, to adopt floodplain hazard maps, to designate a floodplain administrator, and providing for severability and an effective date. Having been brought up for public hearing and all persons interested having been given an opportunity to be heard, pass final reading by title, and that said ordinance be adopted as an ordinance of the Borough of Ramsey, and be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be, and she hereby is, directed to cause a copy of the title of said ordinance to be published in an official newspaper of the Borough in the manner provided by law, together with a notice of the date of introduction and adoption of said ordinance.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I second.
Thank you. Any comment on this ordinance before I open it up for public hearing?
Madam Mayor, I can give a few comments, and thank you, Administrator Bose. So FEMA reviewed the New Jersey Model Flood Damage Prevention Ordinance and recommended that the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection revise it to ensure that all 553 New Jersey participating community ordinances are compliant with the National Flood Insurance Program. The model ordinance provided to New Jersey municipalities by the DEP incorporates the FEMA recommendations, and adoption is required by June 18th, 2025. With the public hearing and vote on adoption at tonight's meeting, it will ensure our compliance with the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection's timeline.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, now I'll open up ordinance 08-2025 for public hearing. There's no one in the council chambers, so is there anyone on the line that would like to comment on ordinance 08-2025? Second call for comments. Third and final call for comments on ordinance 08-2025. Not hearing any, I will close the public hearing. May we please have a roll call?
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Papalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. I hereby make the following appointments. Joseph Sinanti to the Ramsey Police Department, probationary police officer, and David Purdy to Ramsey Rescue Squad. And we'll now move on to consent resolutions.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Be resolved that Resolution 084-2025 through and including 090-2025, having been considered by the governing body of the Borough of Ramsey, be and are hereby passed and approved. We have one block party request this evening. Kevin Worst of Norman Drive is requesting permission to hold a block party on Saturday, June 28th, 2025, from 4 to 11 p.m.
Thank you.
I will second that.
Thank you. Do we have any comments on the consent resolutions? Not hearing any. Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gutwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Papalo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move on to committee and liaison reports. Finance and Administration.
Thank you again, Madam Mayor. I just want to start off by congratulating Joseph Sinanti on his appointment to the Ramsey Police Department as a probationary officer, and David Purdy on his appointment to the Ramsey Rescue Squad. I thank both for their service to the borough. For the library board, there's a Dr. Seuss magic show held in March with 101 people in attendance. The teen room is going to be getting some new furniture as part of a donation received by the library, and is in the planning stages for this new furniture. The Museum Pass program is adding several museums to the pass, including the Museum of the City of New York, the Museum of the Dog, and the Bethel Woods Center for the Arts. All work on the meeting room project has been completed, and the library is adding a notary service by appointment only. The policy for this service is located on the library's websites, or else is in process of being completed and will be on the library's website. For the Recreation Commission, Team Snap is being used for scheduling and registration. Rec basketball was completed earlier this month, and fall rec soccer registration will open in early May for play in the fall. The girls volleyball clinic had a very strong registration and began the clinic in March. Men's and women's softball leagues will be beginning this Sunday, and there is interest for an adult pickup soccer league, I guess, or free play, and depending on field availability. Summer camp at Finch Park will be held from June 23rd to July 25th, and registration begins, I believe, this Sunday or early next week. Check the Ramsey Rec website for more information on that. And the Home Run Derby is scheduled for June 14th, and registration is open. The Ramsey Farmers Market, this is the final weekend in April, so the time on the market is from 10 to 1. Starting in May, the hours expand from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The EV car show, sponsored by the Environmental Commission, will be held this Sunday, the 27th of April. On March 4th, the Ramsey Area Garden Club annual plant sale will be sponsored by the Women's Club of Ramsey. at the farmer's market, and the Women's Club of Ramsey is also running their heirloom tomato and veggie sale at the Masonic Lodge on May 17th. That's my report for this evening.
Thank you. Thank you. Public Safety, Councilman Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. First off, I would like to congratulate Joseph Sinanti, being appointed to the Ramsey Police Department probationary police officer, and David Purdy to the Ramsey Rescue Squad. I also would like to publicly thank our Borough Administrator, Mr. Jose, and team for managing our grant process that has resulted in a number of very helpful grants being awarded to our borough. Always love seeing those grants come in, and it takes a lot of work to get them. For my public safety report, currently the Ramsey Emergency Services Complex project has been undergoing further review and assessment. The challenge given to those design professionals involved to accommodate both the present and future needs of the Ramsey Volunteer Fire Department, Rescue Squad, and OEM, as well as to stay within the feasible budget parameters initially estimated regardless of the current rise in inflation and construction costs. When satisfactory, meaning that conditions meet the aforementioned requirements, it will be presented to the full mayor and council and the public. Currently, there is no estimated date for this to occur. Once the proposed plan and bid package is completed and reviewed within the borough, it will need to be submitted to the State Office of Controller for their review prior to going out to bid. And Madam Mayor, that is my report.
Well, thank you. Building, Planning, and Zoning, Councilwoman Woods.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I hope everyone had a wonderful Easter and Passover. Congratulations to the Ramsey Police Department Probationary Officer Joseph Sinante. We're very happy he's joined us. And congratulations to David Purdy on his appointment to the Ramsey Rescue Squad. The Design Review Board meeting scheduled for this past Tuesday was canceled because we had no applications. The Senior Trustee Board met Thursday, April 10th. The seniors are up to 628 members compared to last year of 490 members. So the Senior Center is being happily used. They are writing letters of encouragement to high school seniors. There were 13 senior citizens that participated in the Sam Wright Cleanup Day. They're having a movie night this Friday at the Senior Center, so looking forward to that, and they'll have all kinds of movie snacks. They're very excited. Carpet cleaning and window cleaning is being completed. Lastly, one of the board members mentioned that the town is in dire need of crossing guards. They man 21 corners and pay, I think, $19 an hour. So reach out to the Ramsey Police Department if you're interested, if you know anyone who would like to possibly do that. The zoning board heard 2 applications on April 16th. A residential application was approved, and the commercial application for the Ramsey Golf and Country Club was carried to a later meeting. And that is all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Utilities, Buildings, and Grounds, Councilwoman Cusick.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I attended the Borough of Ramsey's Office of Emergency Management Community Emergency Response Team graduation and its 10-year anniversary last night, 22nd of April. There were 18 candidates who graduated as CERT members. These volunteers and our OEM instructors play a vital role in ensuring the safety and well-being of our residents, and their willingness to give their time and skills is invaluable. And I'd also like to acknowledge Meredith is also a CERT member, so thank you. Congrats to Joseph on his appointment, Ramsey Police, and thanks to David for his service on the Ramsey Rescue Squad. My report tonight will provide an update regarding our Planning Board, Shade Tree Commission, and Board of Public Works. For the Ramsey Planning Board, it met on April 15th, and there were 5 waivers which were all approved. 3 businesses had waivers that pertained to space in the 663 East Crescent Avenue location. The waivers were contingent on approval for that 663 East Crescent Avenue. There was a public hearing, a continuation for the 663 East Crescent Plaza LLC, and the project was approved. The meeting for May 6th has been canceled. The next meeting will occur on May 20th. The Shade Tree Commission met on April 17th. The next meeting is scheduled for the 15th of May. This year, there will be over 40 new trees planted in our borough. The Board of Public Works met on Monday, the 21st of April. The next meeting is the 19th of May. Per and polyfluorinated substances, PFAS, are a group of chemicals used to make fluoropolymer coatings and products that resist heat, oil stains, grease, and water. There are US EPA PFAS water quality limits which impact our water supply. H2M, our architectural and engineering firm, is working with the Ramsey Water Department regarding treatment approaches at our well treatment facilities at Arrow Road and at Darlington, Brookfield, North Central, and Spring Street. For the lead service line replacement, the Board of Public Works continues planning and implementing regarding the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection's lead service line replacement legislation. This project requires that all lead service lines served by the water system be replaced by the year 2031. Our team performed hydrant flushing, so the Water and Sewer Department completed the spring 2025 fire hydrant flushing program. There will be repairs made as necessary after the preventative maintenance work. And I also want to thank the team for their hard work on a water main break on Lake Street that recently occurred.
23 hours.
23 hours, Madam Mayor said, so incredible. Madam Mayor, that's my report for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Public and Governmental Relations, Councilwoman Poppy.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You are welcome.
First, I would like to congratulate Joseph Sinanti on his appointment to the Ramsey Police Department as probationary police officer, and David Purdy for his appointment to Ramsey Rescue Squad. Thank you in advance for your service to our borough. Last night, I also had the honor of attending the CERT graduation. It was very well done. There were wonderful speakers, including Councilwoman Cusick, who gave a wonderful and entertaining speech commending everybody's efforts on the CERT program. I hope to attend in the coming years as well. So, I appreciated the invitation. The Ramsey Municipal Alliance will meet next on April 28th. Ramsey Stigma Free, their walk and talkathon, the date moved. There were some scheduling conflicts at the high school, so they did have to move to Dater School for Sunday, May 4th in the afternoon. I believe that's noon. It should be a great event. They're doing a great job organizing everything, so I encourage our residents to get out there and walk and learn more about mental health and reduce the stigma. The Leeds Got Talent show will be on May 17th. I just came from the auditions. We have a very talented group of fifth graders, and I would like to just point out that Officer Beeman is doing a great job with the LEAD program. So we're having great fun, and I hope that everyone will come out May 17th to see those kids perform at Dater School at 6 p.m. And the municipal pool early registration concludes on May 1st, and their next meeting will be May 21st. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Health, Education, and Social Services, Councilman Popolo.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Congratulations to Joseph and David on their appointments, and thank you for their service. Congratulations to the 18 newly certified CERT members. I was at the ceremony last night. It was well attended, and I appreciate their commitment and service. As for Rife, softball program begins this Saturday, weather permitting, at 4:26 at Finch Field number 1, 3 p.m. Next week, 4:30, Rife will have a table at the Resource Fair at Smith School at 6 p.m. For Environmental Committee, I want a special thanks to the DPW for handling the community garden tree trimming. That was something that was kind of needed, and they did it this week and got it completed, so much appreciation for all that was done. And I'm sure they're going to be thrilled that it is done, because they talked about it many times at our committee meetings. EV car show is 4/27 from 9 to 1, and the styrofoam collection is May 17th at the Main Street train station from 10 to 12. The Board of Ed meeting next scheduled meeting is 4/29. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you. For my report this evening. Congratulations on Joseph Sinanti being appointed as probationary police officer. He's actually transferring from another police department where he'll just have far more opportunities in Ramsey, and we're a bigger department, there's more going on here, so we're very excited about him joining us. And thank you to David Purdy for joining Ramsey Rescue Squad and for going through all the training. I just want to remind everybody that tomorrow, the Motor Vehicle Commission is doing an inspection program from 9 to 12 at the municipal pool. And thank you to Borough Clerk Bendian for organizing that. Okay, the PD must have, I guess it's the PD, because I know the PD put all the signs up. But anyway,
Thank you.
I'm actually getting my car inspected tomorrow there, so I'm very excited about that. For people that need real IDs, there are now emergency real ID appointments available. However, there are numerous restrictions on those appointments, and you also must go to Trenton to get it. So if you need one, please go on the MVC website for all the details and to make an appointment. Congratulations to the CERT graduates, all 18 of them. I'm sorry I could not be there last night. I was in the city and I got delayed leaving the office. And to remind everybody that the RBSA parade is scheduled for this Saturday at 9 a.m., weather permitting. It's one of my very favorite parades because spring is here and all the kids look so cute in their uniforms and with all their banners and all the enthusiasm that they have. So let's hope the weather cooperates for this Saturday. And that's all I have. Borough Administrator.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I have some comments tonight on some topics and then resolutions and ordinances. First off, it's in an ordinance later, but 2 items. One is the purchase of a new senior bus. Our current senior bus is at the end of its useful life and needs replacement. Councilwoman Woods, as liaison to the seniors, worked in conjunction with Senior President Knaus and Senior Coordinator O'Hagan to identify specifications needed in the new vehicle. This group, along with the mayor, worked with a local private company to obtain an extremely generous donation of over $70,000 towards the purchase of a new senior bus. This donation is approximately half the cost, and the borough is very grateful and appreciative. To facilitate the purchase of the new senior bus, the governing body will need to take some action on a couple of resolutions and an ordinance as follows. The new bus is being purchased from H.A. DeHartson under a cooperative purchasing system with the Hunterdon County Educational Services Commission. Last meeting, the governing body adopted the resolution which authorizes us to participate in this cooperating pricing system. The borough will be funding the remaining cost of the new bus after the generous donation. Ordinance 9/2025, which I'll comment on later, on the agenda tonight for introduction includes $80,000 of funding to cover the remaining portion of the van purchase and any needed upfitting such as painting or lettering for identification as the current bus has. At the May 14th Mayor and Council meeting, the public hearing on that Ordinance 9/2025 will be held with a vote on the ordinance adoption, and in addition at this meeting there will also be a resolution to authorize the purchase of the senior van through the cooperative once the funding is in place. Also, purchase of a new ambulance. The Ramsey Ambulance Corps has 2 operating ambulances. One of these has been at the end of its useful life, and the Ambulance Corps for a number of months has been looking into options for replacement and had identified a replacement option, and recently the Ambulance Corps voted to move forward with their replacement plan. This replacement plan has been escalated a little in timing as the second due ambulance recently broke down on a call when transporting to Valley Hospital. The repair of this ambulance would be approximately $30,000, and given its recent repair record and the fact it has little remaining useful life, it does not make any sense to put money into it at this point. The replacement plan approved by the Ambulance Corps would be to use approximately $300,000 of their Ramsey Ambulance Corps funding to provide the majority of the cost of the new ambulance, with the borough providing an additional $70,000 to the dealer to fully fund the ambulance purchase. Similar to the senior van purchase, the governing body has to take action on resolutions and ordinances to complete the purchase. The new ambulance is being purchased from First Priority Emergency Vehicles under a Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Contract, which we are already a member of, so we don't need any further action as we did with the other one. on the cooperative. The borough will be funding the remaining cost of the new ambulance after the ambulance corps' funding. Ordinance 9/2025 on the agenda includes 70,000 funding to cover that portion, which is a little under 20% of the total cost of the ambulance. And again, at the May 14th meeting, the public hearing on that ordinance would be held for a vote on adoption. And in addition, at that meeting, there will be a resolution to authorize the payment for the borough's portion of the ambulance through the Softwell Cooperative. Resolutions on the agenda tonight. People have spoken and congratulated Joseph Sinanti as a probationary police officer. With the upcoming retirement of Sergeant Sanders, the borough had conducted a process for hiring a new officer with the candidate pool focused on those who already had their Police Training Commission certification, or PTC. Officer Sinanti has his certification and has been a police officer in Harding Township for about 3 years. He was in the pool of candidates recommended by the police command staff and was the unanimous selection from the public safety interview group of Mayor Dillon, Council President Kilman, Councilwoman Cusick, and myself. His appointment is effective on May 1st. Resolution 88 is the insertion of a special item in the budget. When the borough receives grants or other revenue items subsequent to the adoption of the municipal budget that will have offsetting budget expenditures, the borough may do a resolution to add that revenue to the current year budget revenue and have a direct offset line item on the appropriation side of the budget. On the agenda tonight is the resolution for $1,120 of revenue received from the 2025 Pedestrian Safety Enforcement Grant. This revenue will be utilized to offset an appropriation line item for pedestrian safety program in line with the grant parameters. And resolution 90 on the agenda tonight was the extension of the Northwest Bergen Cooperative Pricing Program. Ramsey is the lead agent for the 13 Northwest Bergen towns in a cooperative pricing agreement. On tonight's agenda was this resolution, which registers the extension of that agreement with the state for Ramsey continuing as the lead agency. We have 2 ordinances for introduction on tonight's agenda, which I kind of mentioned. The first is the ordinance to authorize partial funding for capital improvements for the new acquisition of a senior bus replacement and also a new ambulance replacement for the Ramsey Ambulance Corps. It's a capital improvement ordinance with funding coming from budgeted funds to the borough's capital improvement account, and therefore there's no new debt incurred. The total ordinance is for $150,000, with $80,000 being allocated to partially fund the new senior bus replacement and $70,000 for the new ambulance replacement. Ordinance 10/2025 is an ordinance to establish restricted areas of municipal building to safeguard public records. This ordinance comes from discussions with our risk manager and joint insurance fund. Obviously, the borough, its governing body, all recognize the importance of the rights guaranteed under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. These rights, along with those afforded in the New Jersey State Constitution, are subject to reasonable time, place, and manner restrictions. Borough officials and employees have a responsibility to maintain and safeguard public records that contain confidential information and information that is exempt from disclosure by law. This ordinance allows the borough to restrict public access to areas within municipal buildings as necessary to safeguard confidential public records. And that's all I have.
Thank you. That was very thorough. Okay, Borough Administrator? Borough Attorney? I'm really batting 100 tonight. Borough Attorney?
Nothing better, thank you.
Borough Clerk?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, then we will move on to introduction of ordinances. Pass that down, please.
Oh, sure, sorry.
No worries. Okay, so ordinance 09/2025.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Introduction of ordinance 09/2025. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance to authorize capital improvements for the purpose of acquisition of a new senior bus and partial funding of a new ambulance for the Ramsey Ambulance Corps in the Borough of Ramsey, Bergen County, New Jersey, and to appropriate the sum of $150,000 to pay the cost thereof. Pass the first reading by title, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage and adoption at a regular meeting of the mayor and council to be held on the 14th day of May, 2025, 7 p.m. prevailing time, or as soon after as the matter can be reached at the municipal building in said borough. And be it further resolved that the borough clerk be, and she hereby is, instructed to publish in an official newspaper of the borough in the manner provided by law a copy of said ordinance, together with notice of introduction thereof, and notice when the same will be considered for final passage and adoption.
Thank you. Have a second.
Madam Mayor, this is Councilwoman Cusick. I joyfully second this.
Okay, cool. Any comments?
I think Borough Administrator Bose has covered it extensively, so I don't have any comments. All I can say is that the seniors are overjoyed, so thank you, thank you, thank you, and also happy for the ambulance corps. So, terrific.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gottwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Popolo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, ordinance 10/2025.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 2 of the Code of the Borough of Ramsey, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to establish Section 2-91 entitled Municipal Buildings, Restricted Areas to Safeguard Public Records containing confidential or exempt information. Pass the first reading by title, and that said ordinance be further considered for final passage and adoption at a regular meeting of the mayor and council to be held on the 14th day of May, 2025, at 7 p.m. prevailing time or as soon after as the matter can be reached at the municipal building in said borough. And be it further resolved that the borough clerk be, and she hereby is instructed to publish in an official newspaper of the borough, in the manner provided by law, a copy of said ordinance, together with a notice of introduction thereof, and notice when the same will be considered for final passage.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second?
Right, any comments?
Nothing beyond what Mr. Vose cogently spoke about on this particular ordinance.
Okay, thank you. Can we have a roll call then, please, Ms.
Councilwoman
Bendian?
Cusick?
Yes.
Councilman Gottwetter?
Yes.
Councilman Kilman?
Yes.
Councilman Popolo?
Yes.
Councilwoman Poppy?
Yes.
Councilwoman Woods?
Yes.
Thank you. Any unfinished business or new business? No? Okay, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, thanks,